Stop drinking your water plain. If you're over 60 and you've been told that 8 glasses of plain water a day is all your skin needs, I need you to hear this. That advice is incomplete. And it might be one of the reasons your skin still looks tired no matter how much water you drink. What nobody tells you is that after 60, your skin's ability to hold onto water inside its own cells drops dramatically, which means the water you're drinking is passing through you without ever reaching the layer of skin that actually needs it. Here's a number that surprised even me when I first came across it. Dermatology researchers have long documented that we lose approximately 1% of our skin's collagen every single year starting in our 20s. That means by the time you're 60 you may have lost close to 40% of the structural protein that once kept your skin firm, bouncy, and resistant to sagging. By 70, that number creeps even higher. This isn't about vanity. Collagen isn't just about looking younger. It's the scaffolding that keeps skin from tearing easily. That helps wounds heal faster. And that keeps the thin, fragile skin we see so often in older adults from becoming a real medical vulnerability. Before we dive into the list, I want to ask you something, and I really do mean this. I read every single comment on these videos, so tell me in the comments, how old are you right now? And what's the one change in your skin that's bothered you the most as you've gotten older? Is it the crepey texture on your arms? The dullness that no moisturizer seems to fix? I want to know because it helps me make videos that actually address what you're dealing with. Now I'm going to tell you right now, item number 2 on this list is the one that surprised me the most when I started researching this topic, because it's something most people actively avoid, thinking it's bad for their skin. It's not. In fact, it might be doing more for your collagen production than any expensive cream sitting in your bathroom cabinet. But let's build up to it properly, because the order matters here. We're going from least to most powerful. So by the time we get to number 1, you'll understand exactly why it earned that spot. Let's start with number 5. Number 5 is sea salt and mineral electrolytes. And if you've been drinking plain filtered water your whole life thinking it was the healthiest option, this might change your mind. Here's the problem with pure water. It has no electrolytes, and electrolytes are what allow water to actually move into your cells rather than just passing through your kidneys and out again. Think of your cells like tiny water balloons. Without the right balance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium acting like gatekeepers, water can't get inside the balloon, it just sits outside, and eventually you flush it out entirely. This is called the sodium glucose and sodium potassium transport system, and it's how your body actually pulls hydration into tissue, including the deeper layers of your skin. For people over 60 specifically, this matters even more because kidney function naturally becomes slightly less efficient with age. And many older adults are on medications like diuretics that flush out electrolytes even faster. The result is a strange paradox. You can be drinking plenty of water and still be functionally dehydrated at the cellular level, which shows up as dry, thin-looking, less elastic skin. I think about a woman I'll call Patricia, 68, from a small town outside Sacramento, who told me she drank close to 10 glasses of water a day and still felt like her skin was perpetually dry and papery. When she started adding a 1/4 teaspoon of unrefined sea salt with a squeeze of lemon to her morning water, she noticed within about 3 weeks that her skin felt less tight and flaky, especially on her hands and forearms. Often the first place dehydration shows up in older adults. The preparation here is simple. A 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of high-quality sea salt or a pinch of a mineral electrolyte blend in your first glass of water in the morning, ideally before coffee, since caffeine has a mild diuretic effect that can work against you. The synergy tip: pair this with a source of potassium, like a small amount of coconut water or even a slice of orange, because sodium and potassium work as a team to shuttle water into cells. Sodium alone isn't enough. Number 4 is vitamin C. And I want to be very clear about why this isn't just good for immunity, which is what most people think of when they hear vitamin C. Vitamin C is actually a required cofactor for collagen synthesis, meaning your body cannot build new collagen without it, no matter how much collagen protein you eat or drink. Researchers at institutions studying skin aging have noted that vitamin C deficiency, even mild subclinical deficiency that doesn't show up as scurvy, can measurably slow collagen production. And many older adults run lower in vitamin C than they realize, in part because absorption becomes less efficient with age, and in part because appetite and diet variety often decline after 65. Here's the analogy I like to use. Think of collagen production like a construction site. Amino acids are the bricks, but vitamin C is the cement mixer. Without it, the bricks just sit there in a pile, unable to be assembled into the strong, flexible structure that gives skin its firmness. This is why some people take collagen supplements religiously, and see very little change. They're bringing bricks to a job site with no working cement mixer. I remember a man named Frank, 72, from outside Tampa, who had been taking a collagen powder every day for months with no visible difference. When he started adding the juice of half a lemon or a small scoop of vitamin C powder to his water alongside his collagen supplement, he told me that within 6 to 8 weeks, his wife noticed his skin looked less crepey around his neck, which is often one of the first areas to show collagen loss because the skin there is thinner to begin with. For preparation, fresh lemon or lime juice in water is the simplest source, but if you want a more concentrated dose, a small amount of camu camu powder or acerola cherry powder, both naturally very high in vitamin C dissolved into water, works well too. Timing-wise, morning is ideal, and the synergy tip is powerful here. Always pair your vitamin C with your collagen protein intake, whether that's collagen powder or collagen-rich foods like bone broth, because without vitamin C present at the same time, much of that collagen protein simply isn't converted efficiently. Now, right in the middle of our list here, I want to pause for a second. If you're finding this information useful, and I mean genuinely useful, not just interesting, please take 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people your age who are looking for real answers instead of gimmicks, and it costs you nothing. Alright, let's get into the top 3, because this is where things get really interesting. Number 3 is hyaluronic acid, and before you picture a needle or an expensive injectable treatment, I want you to know you can support your body's own hyaluronic acid levels from the inside, through what you drink. Hyaluronic acid is a molecule your skin naturally produces that can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. Think of it like a microscopic sponge sitting in the deeper layers of your skin, keeping it plump and cushioned. The problem is that natural hyaluronic acid production declines significantly with age, and by the time most people are in their 60s and 70s, they're producing a fraction of what they did in their 30s. This is one of the primary reasons skin loses that plump, bouncy quality. As we age, it's not just about collagen scaffolding, it's about losing the internal sponges that used to hold moisture in place. When those sponges shrink or disappear, skin looks thinner and more prone to fine lines, because there's simply less cushioning underneath the surface. There was a woman named Dolores, 75, from a suburb near Cleveland, who had tried nearly every moisturizer on the market with limited success. When she started taking a low-dose oral hyaluronic acid supplement dissolved into her water each morning, she reported after about 2 months that the fine lines around her eyes looked visibly softer, and her skin held moisturizer better throughout the day instead of looking dry by early afternoon. For preparation, oral hyaluronic acid typically comes as a powder or capsule that can be dissolved into water. A common dose used in studies on skin hydration is around 120 to 240 milligrams daily. It doesn't have a strong taste, so it mixes into your water without changing the flavor. As for synergy, pair it with your vitamin C dose from earlier, because vitamin C helps protect hyaluronic acid molecules from breaking down too quickly in the body. The two work as protective partners. Now we're at number 2, the one I promised you at the start of this video, the one most people actively avoid because they've been told it's unhealthy. Number 2 is collagen peptides themselves, specifically hydrolyzed collagen dissolved directly into water. I know what some of you are thinking, isn't collagen just protein, and don't we already get enough protein? Here's the surprise: as we age, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we eat to actually build new tissue. This is called anabolic resistance, which simply means that older muscles and skin cells need a larger, more concentrated dose of specific amino acids to trigger the same building response that a smaller amount would have triggered in your 30s or 40s. Regular dietary protein spread across meals often isn't concentrated enough in the specific amino acids glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline that skin needs to rebuild its own collagen matrix. Hydrolyzed collagen peptides are collagen that's already been broken down into small enough fragments that your body can absorb them efficiently, almost like pre-chewed food for your cells. Research on skin elasticity has shown that people who consistently consume collagen peptides over 8 to 12 weeks often see measurable improvements in skin hydration and elasticity, sometimes in the range of 10 to 20%, compared to those who don't supplement at all. For someone whose skin has already lost a significant percentage of its natural collagen through the decades, that improvement can be the difference between skin that looks fragile and skin that looks resilient. I think of a man named Robert, 78, from a small community outside Phoenix, who started adding a scoop of unflavored collagen peptides to his morning water simply because his daughter suggested it. He told me that after about 3 months, The skin on the backs of his hands, often one of the most visibly aged areas on the body because it's so thin and gets so much sun exposure, looked noticeably less thin and translucent, and small cuts and scrapes he got while gardening seemed to heal a bit faster than they used to. For preparation, a single scoop, usually around 10 grams, of unflavored hydrolyzed collagen peptides dissolves completely into either cold or warm water without clumping. So it can go into your morning water, your coffee, or even soup. Consistency matters far more than timing here. Daily use over 8 to 12 weeks is when most people start noticing changes. And remember the synergy tip from before, always take this alongside vitamin C, because without it, much of that collagen protein won't be efficiently converted into new collagen in your skin. And now number 1, the most powerful addition on this entire list, and one that ties everything else together. Number 1 is a therapeutic dose of magnesium, specifically magnesium that's easily absorbed, like magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate, dissolved into water. This might surprise you, because magnesium doesn't get nearly the attention that collagen or vitamin C does when people talk about skin health. But magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, and a significant number of those reactions are directly tied to reducing chronic, low-grade inflammation, a process researchers sometimes call inflammaging, meaning the slow, persistent inflammation that increases as we age and quietly damages collagen fibers, slows skin repair, and contributes to that dull, tired appearance many people notice in their 60s and beyond. Here's why this matters specifically for older bodies. Magnesium is also essential for mitochondrial function, and mitochondria are the tiny energy factories inside every cell in your body, including your skin cells. As we age, mitochondria naturally become less efficient, producing less cellular energy, and skin cells that don't have enough energy simply can't repair themselves or produce new collagen as effectively. No matter how many building blocks like vitamin C or amino acids you give them. Magnesium deficiency is remarkably common in older adults. Some estimates suggest a substantial percentage of adults over 60 don't get adequate magnesium through diet alone, often because of decreased absorption efficiency and common medications that deplete magnesium levels over time. Think of magnesium like the electricity running through the entire construction site we talked about earlier. You can have all the bricks, the cement mixer, and the sponges in place, but without electricity the construction site simply can't function efficiently. Magnesium is what powers the whole operation at a cellular level. I want to tell you about a woman named Eleanor, 81, from a small town in rural Ohio, who had tried nearly everything on this list already, but still felt like something was missing. When she added a therapeutic dose of magnesium glycinate to her water each evening, she noticed two things. Within about a month her sleep improved significantly, which matters enormously for skin, because most of your skin's repair and collagen production actually happens overnight while you sleep. And her skin took on a noticeably less dull, more even-toned appearance that her grandchildren actually commented on. For preparation, magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate powder dissolved in water in the evening, roughly 30 minutes before bed, tends to work best, both because it supports the deep sleep during which your skin does most of its repair work, and because it's gentler on digestion than some other forms of magnesium. A common range used is 200 to 400 milligrams, though I'd always encourage checking with your own physician first, especially if you're on other medications, since magnesium can interact with certain prescriptions. As for synergy, magnesium works beautifully alongside everything else on this list, but it pairs especially well with your evening routine overall, since quality sleep is when collagen synthesis, skin repair, and cellular recovery are all happening simultaneously. I want you to know that all of the research I've referenced throughout this video, the studies on collagen decline, vitamin C's role in synthesis, hyaluronic acid's water-holding capacity, and magnesium's involvement in cellular energy and inflammation are linked in the description below, so you can look into them yourself and talk to your own doctor about what might be right for you. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Getting older doesn't mean resigning yourself to skin that feels thin, fragile, and impossible to care for. It doesn't mean accepting that the version of yourself you see in old photographs is simply gone for good. Your skin, just like the rest of your body, is still capable of repair, still capable of responding to the right support, at 65, at 75, even at 85. This isn't about chasing youth for its own sake. It's about maintaining the kind of resilience that lets you enjoy your independence, that lets you feel comfortable and confident in your own skin, quite literally, as you continue living the active, engaged life you deserve. It is never too late to give your body what it needs to take care of itself a little better than it has been. If this video gave you something useful today, I would be so grateful if you'd subscribe, so you don't miss the next one. And before you go, I want to know which of these 5 additions are you going to try first, and why? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll see you in the next video.